Hi everyone, Jacqueline here. So today I want to plant some creeping phlox in this bed. I just came through here to clean up the edging. It looked rather unsightly, and of course that leads to doing a bit of weeding, which then led to doing a bit of deadheading of the regular petunias. The wave petunias, I don't have to deadhead as much because they will just go on and on. And I think they're the forgotten petunia. I use them a lot because I find for getting a tray of 6 or even more for the money, they are a budget friendly plant that has been around a long time now and will put on a good show and really doesn't require a lot of deadheading. I find today with so many proven winner plants out there, people are moving to the proven winners, but you're paying for those proven winners. And although I love them too, particularly bubblegum because it will spread and put on a heck of a show all summer, I do find they're expensive. And with everything getting so expensive, I've returned to some of the older plants that I can count on, and wave petunias are them. And as you can see, in my baskets, I have used wave. And it's pretty hard to tell in this lighting because it's really, really sunny and humid here. But they are very reliable and I love them, particularly the white and the magentas. So anyhow, I went through here and I've edged this bed off, which is an opportunity to slowly expand the bed as well if you want, by taking an inch or so out off the edge. And then you can also weed too. But I like expanding my bed slowly sometimes because it's not as much work, and with the edging and everything, you get to see some benefits right away and it cleans things up. And if you're like me and you don't have someone who constantly trims all the time because they're so busy with other things, and I'm not greatest for trimming, then edging is the key that will keep that bed looking good. And not everyone mows the lawn the same either. Not everybody goes tight into the edges. So anyhow, that's my solution for keeping an edge cleaned up. So once I edge the bed off to get it ready for planting the phlox, and I'll show you the creeping phlox in a minute, I come through here with my trusty hoe, that's what you want to call it, and I just loosen the soil. So we watered this morning because we had such a hot day, and I can still come through and loosen the soil, but it's perfect planting medium now with already being wet for the phlox to be planted in this heat and not go into shock. So let's cultivate this up. And here's a tip too, if you're trying to keep your weeds down, the more cultivating you do, the less weeds you're going to have if you aren't using mulch. So this is all cleaned up now. You can see I came through, cultivated, hand dug any weeds I needed to pull. I might have missed the odd one, but that's weeding for you. And I think it looks a lot better, cleaner. It makes it easier to plant too. Let's just go to the end of the row and I'll show you how it looks in between the rows of cosmos. There you go. You can see I cleaned it all up. I think the worst part of planting a border is if you have lighting in it, then I find the weeds are really smart. They grow right close to the light, so you can't cultivate them. You have to end up hand picking weeds. But if I was smart, which sometimes I'm totally not, I would come out here and I would cultivate at least weekly, and I would have so much left hand weeding to do. Like seriously. It's just finding the time to do all this. So we do what we can when we can. But this to me looks a lot better. And now we can talk about the phlox I want to plant, because I feel content. Look, I achieved something already, which is fantastic because sometimes I don't feel like I achieve a lot. Okay, so here's phlox. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of them. They are just clean up the tag so you can see it. Purple Beauty Creeping Phlox. Plant in full sun. Prefers fertilized when actively growing. Prefers moist, well-drained soil. Don't they all? So I'm going to place them now, and then we'll plant them in. And this is kind of pre-planning for spring next year. The nice thing about ground covers like phlox is because they flower and they're so gorgeous, but they also keep weeds down. So by putting 9 of these in, and I can strategically place them because I only have 9 of the purple, They will help suppress weeds. And because they like full sound, well-drained soil, they can take drought. So even better if you're having a season of dry climates. I find these are very versatile. They will even take a lot of moisture too. So I don't think you can lose with these other than if they get weeds in them. You know, you have to carefully weed the weeds out of them because of the fern-like texture of them. So let's place these out and see how they are going to look. So you can see where I'm putting them. I only have 9, so I'm spacing them out. Eventually, I will be able to fill the gaps where I don't have any because these will spread and I can dig them out, cut them, and multiply them, which is great. So we're going to put them in, and I'm putting them in between the petunias. You can see along here where the pots are. And the pots really do blend in with the soil right now because it's wet. But you can see where they are right there, and they definitely need to go in the ground. There's some yellowing happening on them, but this bed gets enough moisture, and I'm going to come back through and give them a shot of water with some Miracle-Gro fertilizer to help them adjust. So let's dig them in. There's no color with these phlox because they're past their blooming season, but you never know. I've seen phlox actually go and rebloom mid-season. If they like where they're at, sometimes you will luck out and get another succession of blooms. And I'm just going to scan so you can see how things are looking. You can see the bird hopping along. So they are now planted. You can see them here. And I'll just zero in. And I don't think that tag showed up the way I wanted to. So I'm just going to show you the tag again. Up good and close. There it is. Purple Beauty Creeping Phlox. That's what I planted. Just put that back because I will forget the name, guaranteed. All right, so I put one here. There's one there. If we walk around, you can walk along. You can see it here. And I really did space them out. It does not matter where you put them in this bed, how you space them. They don't have to be in a row because phlox will spread however it wants to spread. And so you'll never know where the original plant is once it takes over and adjusts to its new environment and starts growing. So, which is something I really like about phlox. It has a regular shape. So I did try to lay them out a little bit, the different stems and stuff here, but for the most part they're going to do whatever they want, and that's fine. So I'm just going to show you how this is looking. And it is really, really warm out. It feels good, but it's humid, and we're a dry climate. So humidity is something that drains your energy real fast when you're not used to it. But we're getting more of it as the years go by. So anyhow, they are all in here. You can see them along here. So that looks good, and I'm happy with how that's turned out. I really love in the wave petunias. And I think this will be nice in the spring. I'm not trying to wish summer away, but I think we have to do a bit of planning ahead. And since I managed to get some of these, and I wanted more of the pink, you guys, but they didn't have any pink left where I got them, so I ended up getting the purple. I do have pink over here in this bed along here, and that which is fine. It looks good with the heuchera. Now I want to show you what's happening in the garden. Just a couple little extra things that's not related, and that is my tree lilies. Look at how big they are. Now that's in my hand, and it's huge. I'd love to cut them, but there's only one of. They'd be great in an arrangement, like in a really big, tall vase. Also, here's some more here. Have not opened. I had to come in and get these trellises and find some stakes for them because they're so big. And you can see these ones have just been beautiful. Rob loves these, so I guess I won't move them because they do make a statement. And I'll get in here and show you this other one. Isn't that gorgeous? So stately. She's a knockout, hey? And then there's these ones here that haven't opened yet. I think these are going to be really pretty. All right, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Not much color on the phlox I planted to share with you, but we have other colors happening in the garden that are making it very vibrant. I really like the color of these lilies with the browns in the house and that, in the railing and things. I just think it gives that added pop of color that we need in the garden. And you can see the cosmos are starting to bloom. What a difference a couple weeks makes between plantings. These are much shorter, these are much taller. Actually, a neighbor was asking me what the fern-like plants were in the front. I was telling him they were cosmos seed that I planted, so he really liked how light and airy they were. So that was a nice compliment. So that's it, you guys. That is the garden. That is how it's coming, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. And let me know in the comments how your gardens are doing and how your cosmos are doing. Bye, everyone. Take care.